Had you ever heard of a natural Viagra? Or perhaps you've seen people whispering about a specific juice that supposedly opens up the blood vessels in your body, just like the famous blue pill. Today, I am going to tell you about a specific recipe, a juice that can genuinely assist with your erection. It is simple, and it uses ingredients that you probably already have in your kitchen right now. But hold on. I need to be very clear right from the start. This is not magic. It isn't a miracle cure that defies the laws of physics. However, there is a very strong scientific basis for why this works. I am going to explain exactly how this mixture interacts with your biochemistry, why it can function as a potent vasodilator, and the specific situations where it really helps. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to break down all 5 ingredients, explain the role of each one, and tell you how to prepare this so you can start testing it today. Let's talk about this natural Viagra, or more accurately, a functional juice designed to dilate the veins and arteries of the penis. To understand why a simple juice could possibly help you in the bedroom, we first have to demystify how an erection actually happens. We need to look under the hood. As we know, an erection is, above all else, a vascular phenomenon. Of course, there are hormonal factors involved, like testosterone levels. There are neurological and psychological factors at play. If you are anxious or stressed, things won't work. But ultimately, the mechanics of it, the hardness itself, is a blood flow issue. It is hydraulics. For you to have a high-quality erection, blood needs to arrive in the penis efficiently and in large volumes. The main highway for this blood is called the cavernous artery. This artery splits into 2, feeding the right and left sides of the penis. When you are aroused, these arteries need to open wide. This floods the spongy tissue inside the penis, known as the corpora cavernosa. Think of these corpora cavernosa like sponges inside a fixed casing. As they fill with blood, they expand. This expansion is crucial because as they get bigger, they press against the walls of the penis. This pressure compresses the small veins that usually drain blood out of the penis. This is the key mechanism. The arteries pump blood in, the sponge expands, and that expansion crushes the exit doors. This traps the blood inside, creating a rigid, sustained erection. This is where many men run into trouble. If the blood flow coming in is weak or sluggish, the sponges don't expand enough to fully compress those exit veins. We call this a venous leak. It means the blood is escaping just as fast as it enters. The result? You might get an erection, but it's soft, or you lose it halfway through the encounter. You start with a flaccid or semi-turgid state, and because that compression mechanism never fully engages, the erection fails. So, knowing that an erection is essentially a game of vascular pressure, we need to look for a way to maximize that blood flow. There is one specific molecule, a neurotransmitter, that is absolutely critical for this process. It is called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the body's primary vasodilator linked to the erection mechanism. When you are stimulated, your nerves release nitric oxide. This molecule tells the smooth muscles in your arterial walls to relax. When they relax, the diameter of the vessel opens up. This is vasodilation, and blood rushes in like a torrent. The pharmaceutical medications that men take for erectile dysfunction, the famous pills like sildenafil or tadalafil, work on this exact pathway. However, they don't actually create more nitric oxide. Instead, they work by blocking the enzyme that breaks nitric oxide down. They essentially try to keep whatever nitric oxide you have in your system alive for longer, improving the bioavailability of the molecule in the vascular environment. But what if you could attack the problem from the other side? What if, instead of just trying to preserve the nitric oxide you have, you could flood your body with the raw materials to produce more of it naturally? That is exactly what this juice is designed to do. The ingredients we are going to use are scientifically proven to boost the production and concentration of nitric oxide in the human body. By consuming this, you are essentially loading up your system with the fuel it needs to trigger that massive vasodilation. Let's get into the ingredients. There are 5 specific components to this protocol. Ingredient number 1 is the cucumber. We are going to use 1 whole cucumber. Cucumber is excellent for hydration, which is fundamental for blood volume, but it also contains nutrients that support the lining of your blood vessels, known as the endothelium. A healthy endothelium is the factory where nitric oxide is produced. Ingredient number 2 is the heavy hitter, watermelon. Watermelon is perhaps the most famous aphrodisiac fruit from a scientific perspective, but not for the reasons people think. It is incredibly rich in a compound called citrulline. Citrulline is an amino acid that plays a vital role in the body's cycle to produce nitric oxide. When you ingest citrulline, your kidneys convert it into L-arginine, and that arginine is then directly converted into nitric oxide by your blood vessels. It acts as a direct precursor. For this recipe, we are going to use about 1/4 of a watermelon. But here is the secret that most people miss. You must include the white part of the rind. Do not just scoop out the red sugary center. That white layer between the red fruit and the green skin has the highest concentration of citrulline. If you throw that away, you are throwing away the medicine. So, cut a slice, wash the skin well, and include that white section in your blender. Ingredient number 3 is beetroot. Beets are famous in the athletic world for a reason. You will see marathon runners and bodybuilders drinking beet juice before competition. This is because beetroot is packed with dietary nitrates. Unlike citrulline, which goes through a conversion process in the kidneys, the nitrates in beets are converted into nitric oxide in the saliva and the gut. It creates a rapid rise in blood nitric oxide levels. We are going to use half of a medium-sized beet. Ingredient number 4 is lemon. We are going to use the juice of 1 whole lemon. If you have a good blender, you can even throw the whole lemon in, peel and all. Just remove the seeds to avoid bitterness. Lemon is a powerhouse of vitamin C. Why does this matter for your erection? Because nitric oxide is a very unstable molecule. It breaks down very fast. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant. It protects the nitric oxide molecule from oxidation, helping it last longer in your bloodstream. It also reduces inflammation in the arteries, ensuring that the blood can flow smoothly. Ingredient number 5 is honey. We will use just 1 tablespoon. This helps with the flavor, making the drink palatable, but raw honey also contains boron and other trace minerals that are beneficial for testosterone production and energy levels, along with having its own antioxidant properties. So, the protocol is simple. You take these ingredients, 1 whole cucumber, 1/4 of a watermelon, including the white rind, half a beet, 1 lemon, and a tablespoon of honey. You put them all in a blender. You blend it until smooth. Crucially, do not strain this juice. You want to drink the fiber. The fiber slows down the absorption of the sugars from the fruit and improves your gut health, which is surprisingly important for hormonal regulation. You should aim to drink 1 dose of this juice per day. This combination creates a synergistic effect. You have the direct nitrates from the beet, the citrulline pathway from the watermelon, and the antioxidant protection from the lemon and cucumber. It is a cocktail designed to maximize your vascular potential. However, I know that for many men, buying fresh beets and watermelon every single day and cleaning a blender every morning just isn't realistic. And sometimes, you need something even more potent to tackle the root cause of the problem, a specific boner killer enzyme that this juice might not fully block. If you want to discover a bizarre, 7-second morning ritual that is much faster than making this juice, but targets that same vascular mechanism to bring back rock-hard performance, I have found a video you need to see. Take out your phone and scan the QR code that is on your screen right now. It will take you to a special presentation about a purple hardening tonic that is transforming lives. If you can't scan it, I have also pinned the link to the top of the comments section below. Go click that link to understand exactly how to neutralize that enzyme. Now, we need to have a serious reality check. I mentioned at the start that this isn't magic, and I mean it. If you are currently living a lifestyle that destroys your vascular health, this juice cannot save you. If you are eating processed garbage, gaining excessive weight, and living a sedentary life, your arteries are likely clogged or hardened. If you are a smoker, or if you consume large amounts of alcohol, you are actively damaging the very blood vessels you are trying to heal. If you have uncontrolled diabetes, the high sugar in your blood acts like shards of glass, damaging the nerve endings and the arterial walls. You cannot out-supplement a bad lifestyle. This juice is a tool to optimize a healthy or recovering system. It works best when paired with changes in your daily habits. Speaking of habits, for men specifically, exercise is non-negotiable. And I don't just mean walking the dog. You need to engage in resistance training, specifically targeting the lower body. Training large muscle groups like the legs, doing squats, lunges, and presses stimulates the body to produce more testosterone. Furthermore, strong leg muscles act as a pump, improving venous return and overall circulation. A heart that can pump blood efficiently to your legs is a heart that can pump blood efficiently to your penis. The penis is actually a barometer for your overall cardiovascular health. Often, erectile dysfunction is the first warning sign of heart disease, appearing years before a heart attack. So, taking care of your erection is actually taking care of your life. To wrap this up, if your erectile dysfunction is caused by vascular issues, meaning the plumbing is just a bit rusty or sluggish, this juice can be a game changer. It improves the quality of the erection by maximizing the biological signals that tell your body to let the blood flow. However, if your issue is purely psychogenic, if you are suffering from performance anxiety or high adrenaline during sex, which clamps your arteries shut, the juice will help less. It prepares the body, but you still need to manage the mind. And if your issue is severely hormonal, like clinically low testosterone, you may need medical replacement therapy in addition to natural support. This drink contains powerful vasodilators, anti-inflammatories, and antioxidants. It will help your sexual health, but it will also help your heart, your blood pressure, and your energy levels. It's a win-win situation. Try incorporating this into your routine for a few weeks. Watch your diet, move your body, and see how your physiology responds. If you found this information useful, please share it with someone who might benefit from a natural boost. Don't forget to subscribe for more science-based health breakdowns.